back with our next losers match. This would be Space Detective versus ScrubSaibot. This would be Ukio versus Tam Tam. So ScrubSaibot, he won against Kizzy K, and Space Detective lost against Score, the Haramara player. So now they're playing in losers quarters, as you can see up there. But anyways, here we go. Alright, get a trade in the sweep for Space Detective to start things out right. Not quite running his game quite yet, but again, like most matches, you see the players just kind of fill each other out. Nobody's like going in too deep or too hard. And you see Space Detective just like teasing that spot where he wants to run in, and he just wants him to swing. So once he does, he'll be in there. But he doesn't want to quite, have the attack land on him. Alright, so he gets his in, and he's about to get started. But he uses that option select. So a quick explanation of the option select while we see the players just kind of going at each other is that when you get knocked down by Ukio, you press down back, and then you press light and medium. And if he does a meaty kick like he did there, you'll just defend and push him off with push block. But if he does a Tsubame overhead, you'll go into dodge since it'll be delayed, and you'll be able to punish him. So right now, Space Detective is in control. He's not, again, pushing the issue. ScrubSaibot kind of gradually pushing his way forward, trying to get Space Detective to overextend. No Tsubame anti-air there, but the clock is wearing out, and he gets us down heavy. Gets another one, so now the tides have turned. So now Space Detective is under a burden to take down the lead from Tam Tam, which is not easy. Tam Tam is one of those characters who definitely shine when he has to keep a life lead. And while, Ukio has a lot of consistent damage, it's hard for him to just enforce it on a, opponent in a neutral situation. There's a slide. He has to space it out, so he just couldn't get punished, or he might have missed it. But again, Space Detective or ScrubSaibot is just gradually poking. Oh, gets a big punish off the throw. Unfortunately, Tam Tam does not get SSM because it is a set distance leap into a throw. So in situations where pretty much every other character would get the SSM, he does not. In any case, he gets the close C, and he was in control, but after some back and forth, we're kind of back even. And he's starting to notice that Space Detective is moving around so much that he's just kind of prey to those down heavies. And there's that dead zone in the jump heavy animation from Tam Tam, and it just whiffs through Space Detective. And you just kind of see ScrubSaibot just kind of putting all those buttons there, just like, I dare you to get in here. I dare you to try to make it in here. So now Space Detective throws on the rage, which what he was doing was starting to use it to discourage him from putting buttons out there in the mid range so he can get in. So he got in, and he made a read that he's going to try to press a button anyway. Unfortunately, he didn't, and that was game one to ScrubSaibot. So ScrubSaibot back to poking, poke, and Space Detective is not quite sure how he wants to get past this. Then I feel like sometimes Ukio players forget that he has other buttons and things to get around stuff like this. Like the slide, for example. But slide is not one they forget. Alright, goes in the medial slash to the shadow slashes. And again, there's that option select. Pumping it out there, trying to, it forces the Ukio to expand and evolve their game. Goes for the Tiger Knee Tsubame rather than the backdash. And again, I wonder if he's not confident in it, because those are much more punishable on block than the backdash versions are. And they're definitely easier to punish. Oh, okay. Punishes the falling lag from the Tam Tam jump C with Tsubame. Closes it out. So Space Detective is getting back in his flow. He still really hasn't found a real consistent answer to all those pokes. But eventually, what he's looking for is probably just like an open enough for slide. And you saw it happen there, but there was no answer. But since there was no answer, he successfully got in, funny enough. So now he has Tam Tam booked in the corner, and those aren't really going to get punished. Punished with the Tsubame. It just shows the power of that character. You can't really be too negative versus him up close. But ScrubSaibot, again, sweeping that floor, checking his ankles. And ScrubSaibot does not have a good track record of keeping his ankles checked. And this time he checks the slide with a sweep of his own. And so now he's kind of like cooling things down, going back to neutral, filling up that space in between them. And just like, again, daring him to come in. And ScrubSaibot, you know, he's trying to gradually push his way in, and then ScrubSaibot saw that Space Detective was trying to push his way in and just did a rising jump heavy overhead, excuse me. Using those skulls. So the interesting thing about those skulls is that if you do the low skulls, the way they bounce, they lock him out of the animation, because right there he was probably trying to do some more. But the heavy skulls recover almost instantly after they go off the screen. So now we go back and forth in this staring contest. You know, Space Detective's trying to gauge his way in, and he's not taking too much damage doing so, so it's not so bad. So as long as he doesn't get frustrated and run into a bunch more, he's fine. And then he uses that rising jump C as a chance to get in and get the space he wants. Because even if he didn't get the punish, Tam can't do anything about him arriving in front of him. But, you know, ScrubSaibot managed to push Space Detective out. Now the two are just like, again, a lot of the match is just them kind of sitting at this range and just kind of like trying to figure things out. Ooh, okay. There's a running, it runs into a down heavy. And then he low profiles with Tam under the Tsubame, the TK Tsubame. That's the other part of TK Tsubame that's not really suited for mix-up, is that low profile characters will get can go under it. So Tam is definitely one of those. So you have to stick to the backdash if you want to consistently hit people in that mix-up, like so. So time is running out, and Ukiyo has to get his damage somehow. And ScrubSaibot burst because he was about to lose the life lead off that throw. So I get it. And then he catches him again with the rising jump C. His Space Detective does not look happy. He does not look happy. But in any case, we move on with ScrubSaibot and his Tam. On to the next match.